reflects the threats to election workers that come from social media, 26% here. The Brennan Center actually has reported that 95% of election officials blame social media companies for allowing their platforms to peddle outright lies and conspiracy theories and other kinds of threats. Nearly 2 in 3 election officials said that this false information makes their job more dangerous. First, let me thank you both for your excellent work on this issue and your dedication to protecting those election workers. And then to ask you how severe you regard the threat posed by this misinformation, disinformation, malinformation, MDM on social media, and what can be done about it.
Thank you, Senator. As the chart reflects, social media platforms have been a significant method of communication, of transmitting these types of communications. It's part of the reason why the task force, in addition to its outreach to the election community, as well as our state and local law enforcement partners, it has included outreach to a number of those social media operators for their assistance, for their support. These are the types of cases that cannot be done in isolation. We also need the assistance of those social media platforms quite frequently in detecting and reporting these communications going forward.
Ms. Wyman?
Yes, it says, we really have a risk management-based approach. And so what we try to do is first build resilience within the American public, making them aware that malign actors use dis and malinformation to try to undermine people's confidence in our elections and to try to, quite frankly, put Americans against each other and sow discord. So we create products that try to illustrate how those tools are used against Americans, and we also work with our state and local partners to create resources to give election officials ways to mitigate that.
Do you think that social media is doing enough on its own to stop the misuse of its platforms?
Again, we work with them to manage the risk and make them aware of what we're seeing in the election community, and the social media companies use their own rules and terms of service to mitigate it.
They have huge resources. Are they doing enough?
I don't know that there's ever going to be enough that we can do. I've been in this profession for 30 years, and I've never seen this level of feedback, if we will, about an election this far after an election that is targeting election officials in the way that has been since 2020. So I'm not sure that there is enough that anyone can do.
General Polite?
I agree with my colleague, Senator. There is more to be done by all of us, frankly, including a number of those social media platforms, in assisting us in detecting and ultimately transmitting these types of very threatening and disturbing communications to law enforcement as quickly as possible.
Well, I know that you're reluctant to pass judgment on social media companies, but part of the encouragement they need is for public officials to speak up and urge them to do more. And clearly, as you've observed, there's more that they can and should do. They have the resources, the access, the knowledge, and the power to do more. And the American public, and including law enforcement officials like yourself, urging them to do more, indeed demanding them to do more, I think is part of the solution. So I would perhaps encourage you to be, and the Department of Justice to be, more robust in what you're requesting of them.
Thank you, Senator. And again, we have had significant outreach, very direct conversations with a number of those companies. My commitment to you is that outreach and that level of communication with them will continue to be a priority for the task force.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Senator Blumenthal. Senator Padilla.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.